Welcome to Tokyosaurus. So what's up in Japan? So as many of you have probably heard already, they confirmed Gintama's ending sometime in August last month. Gintama started way back in 2003, probably when some of you weren't even born yet. But the official ending date was supposed to be September 15th, 2018 in Weekly Shonen Jump, where we will see its last chapter. As Gintama fans, we all knew this was coming as we entered this last arc, but the news still hit pretty hard. Knowing the date of the supposed ending to one of the greatest anime manga franchises of all time is never a good feeling. But as people were reading the latest chapter, and if you were wondering, there will be no spoilers to the story of Gintama in this video. This chapter that was supposed to be the ending of Gintama for real, turns out the author left a long letter at the end, basically saying it's not the end. How could anyone predict that Sorachi sensei, or the author of Gintama, was trolling you all along? Or was he trolling? So let's dive right into this long letter to see what he has to say. For everyone out there who read Gintama for these long 14 years, thank you so much, and I'm very sorry. So this week Gintama will no longer be running in Jump, but it's not actually ending at all. I think a good number of you out there probably realized that when we announced there was only 5 chapters left, but we were still doing a wedding. Going from a wedding to the conclusion of the story in just 5 chapters was impossible even for this person who's getting wedded. Take a note for you to avoid spoilers. So on that note, you see, Jump has a system where you notify the editorial department about 6 months in advance to tell them where you'll be wrapping things up. And then you move quickly to get everything concluded within that time. But with Gintama, I misread this, and for the past 3 years, now I've been saying I don't think I can wrap up quite yet. There's still one last story I need to put in. It was like getting your family together for your passing and saying, you know, I'm not quite actually gonna die yet. Even if I try to pack everything into weekly chapters, it just didn't happen. So then we decided that with a bigger time frame and with a larger number of pages, we can finally bring an end to this grandpa's life. And so, for a little bit, we'll be doing it in a different place. I would have preferred to have finished it in Jump, so I really have to apologize for screwing that up. This is goodbye to all those who just skim through Gintama chapters in Jump, but for those of you who are sticking with Grandpa for the long haul, I'm not giving you any inheritance. Why, you may ask? Because my inheritance is all of you. Let's meet again beyond the final chapter. Sincerely, Sorachi. So, the author of Gintama obviously had a lot to say with a heartfelt message to end things off. It looks like what happened here, contrary to what you probably believed at first glance, wasn't exactly a planned trolling that we would have expected from a Gintama gag. So, what we have confirmed is that Gintama is technically ending in Weekly Shonen Jump, but the story will continue in Jump Giga, which is another magazine, but with irregular releases. So fans of Gintama should probably not expect weekly and timely releases, but hey, you're getting more Gintama, so there's really nothing to complain about. But just imagine the backlash and fight he had to endure to not have his series actually end in Shonen Jump. I mean, this is basically unheard of. So many manga franchises had their endings messed up for the sake of meeting a deadline. I mean, one look at Bleach and you already know no matter how big of a series you have, a deadline is a deadline at Shonen Jump. But the biggest question is just how long is Gintama going to continue for? If he had plans for just one more chapter to end things off as some people are suggesting, I don't think they would need to move the series to an entirely new magazine just for that one chapter. And seeing as how Giga is almost running on a seasonal release, like I'm talking 4 times a year-ish, it might not be too much of a stretch to expect Gintama to run for another year or so. So Gintama is still gonna end as everyone expected, but somehow Sorachi sensei got us the best case scenario where he will be allowed to give himself not only plenty of time to finish off all the loose ends in the story, but essentially an unrestricted amount of chapters to do so. As the man who once famously said, the reason why I slog to fulfill these film adaptations, he's talking about the Gintama live-action film, which he gets extremely little royalties for, to the extent that I'm peeing blood, is because there is a place in this world that is more wonderful than a mansion at Roppongi Hills, and that place, ma'am, is in your heart. As cheesy as he is, you know this man truly cares for the series you treasure so much. The first chapter of Gintama to be released in Jump Giga will be this December, so definitely be on the lookout for more Gintama in the very near future. Are you relieved to know that Gintama is not ending just yet? Are you glad it won't get a rushed ending just like so many franchises before it in Jump? As usual, try to keep it spoilers free down there, but definitely let me know what you guys think. Thumbs up the video if you liked it, hit the bell if you want Gintama to never end, and I'll see you guys in the next one.